Hey y'all, we are back with our second official video. Right now we're going with chit chat. We're chit chatting. Okay, the besties are chatting it up. So yeah, y'all gonna have to suffice with that for now. But yeah, I'm Apple. Y'all can find my information on my Instagram at @StarApple. Definitely go check out my YouTube. The best way to find it, because there are so many different forms of Apple, is the link in my bio. So make sure you go click that link, like, subscribe, share, all that. I really appreciate the love. And we're gonna let Bestie introduce herself.
I'm Ty. You know, my Instagram is Gorge Ty. That's mainly me on all platforms too, Gorge Ty. My business page is Beauty by Ty, so follow that too.
Yeah. So we're here. We kind of just gonna go with a feed off of each other energy, chat it up a little bit like we did last time. We had some pretty good topics. Definitely get on that Instagram. Drop some questions if y'all have questions or topics that y'all want to hear us talk about. But we kind of gonna get into it. So it's the new year. Well, it's not the new year. It's about to be the new year. I'm getting ahead of myself, but that's just because life is always like moving real quick. But it's about to be the new year, and we're in December. It's about to be Christmas. I feel like once like Christmas kind of like we roll close to Christmas, everything just kind of like.
Yeah, no, I think as soon as it gets to October, it just starts rolling. Every month it's a holiday, and it's just you can't keep up.
Right. Mm-hmm. So before I start sipping on this, I just want to put a little disclaimer out there. This is just cranberry juice because I'm detoxing right now. So I just want y'all to know.
I'm not detoxing.
She's not, but we're here, doing what we gotta do. But yeah, so with that being said, I'm thinking about like some of my New Year goals, and one thing I found that kind of works for me is not waiting until the actual New Year to start implementing my goals. Like, I be coming up with like a good list of like what I want to focus on for the new year, mm-hmm. and then I start doing little things towards it. Like, I start preparing myself. I start getting in the habit. Like, for example, a New Year goal is not to lose weight. It's just the overall goal. But let's say I'm like, all right, for the new year, I'm gonna start cutting certain things off. Before we go into the new year, I just slowly start cutting it back anyways. And I feel like that kind of helps me go accountable and start off the new year as strong as possible, versus doing anything else. You want to get that? Why she drop it and then freeze up? I'm thinking she gonna pick it up.
Because I wasn't expecting it.
So, with that being said, like, do you have any like particular New Year goals that you wanna like talk about or share? If they're shareable goals, because some stuff you gotta keep in the closet.
Yes, a lot of my things are in the closet, but I feel like I make sure I prepare my goals around this time of the year, which last year I did the same thing and I completed all my goals. So I have to have a new list of goals because you don't know, you always have to grow, do something different. Always gotta keep it moving. So. Mm-hmm. Only thing I would say is I'm gonna actively work towards next year is probably number one, saving. I'm always trying to save more, bigger goals, so you gotta have bigger savings. So that's probably about it, getting accustomed to just working. But I've been doing that all the time already. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, you've been working.
What about you?
I don't know. I feel like it's kind of weird because I be feeling like I have a new year almost every month or like every couple months. Like, let's say every 3 months or so. It's a new year almost for me, because it's just like I be on the move. Like, yo, for real. When it comes to work, just life in general. And I feel like I'm also that type of person. I'm not waiting for a whole new year to start for me to start really getting into my goals. Like, it could be 6 months into the year and I'm about to implement a new goal.
Yep.
So I don't really wait on the new year, but I'm definitely excited for what 2024 is gonna bring. I'm very optimistic about the year, in all aspects. That's career, that's finance, relationships. Just because I'm also in a place where I feel more mature, and that's a plus, y'all. I just like turned 20 something, and I feel like with me like just growing and maturing and stuff, I love where I'm at. I love the headspace I'm in. I just feel like I know myself more. I know more of what I want, more of what I don't want. People don't talk about how big and how important it is to know what you don't want just as much as it is to know what you do want. And I found that to be a biggie for me. So I'm just like, yeah, we about to times 10, okay? So with that being said, the price is going up.
Period.
The price is going up. So let us know, going into the new year, right? Let me know a few things that you want to change in your relationship sector. And that's both like friendships, but also partnerships. Like, let us know what's something you want to improve.
I would probably say, I don't know. I feel like this year I was actively working on my friendships, you know, besides, you know, working all the time. I'm always working, so I always try to fit in my friends because that's important into my life, my lifestyle. Working is not okay for me. I have to play a little bit. Even if I only play for a few hours, like we about to play outside after this. That's it.
We about to play outside.
We about to play outside after this. But point is that I always try to work on my relationships because everybody got that invisible clock over top of their head. You don't know what's going on. So regardless of what I have going on, I always try to make sure I see my people. As far as me, I'm always working on myself to make me a better person.
Right.
Everybody don't talk about how hard, you know, changing yourself is, unlearning bad traits and habits. You have to break out of that and then like, okay, cool, let me go on and try to do this. But when you're trying to become a new person, you gotta unlearn certain things and then apply other things that you probably never did before in order to achieve that type of person that you're trying to be. So that's what I'm majorly focusing on.
Yeah, when you're working on yourself, it kind of get
real. It get a little rocky.
Yeah, like, cause it's like nobody can't do it for you. You just gotta. That's something you gotta sit with. You know, it requires a lot of isolation.
Yeah, a lot of isolation.
And a lot of people don't like to be alone either. So that's the next thing.
A lot of people don't want to be alone only because they don't want to really face their problems. That's why a lot of people, if I see somebody always with somebody and it's like they never alone, it's like, okay, like, what's the problem?
Right.
Like, you should be able to be alone, sit with yourself. Number one, and whatever you did, accept it, forgive yourself, and let it go. If you don't let it go or forgive yourself, then that's something that you're going to be carrying on, and it's probably going to affect whatever you have going on in your relationships, because that's usually the case.
Yeah.
A lot of self-work be falling into what you be having in your relationships when you don't fix what you need to fix with yourself. And a lot of that doesn't get fixed because nobody wants to be alone and actually do it. They'd be like, okay, you know what? I don't want to think about this. Let me just go do something else.
Yeah.
No, that's not okay.
Yeah, it's going to eat you up.
Yeah.
Y'all, that's big coming from her, because I'm not going to lie. She get violent. So
I changed my ways, you know what I'm saying? I did a lot of work, you know?
A lot of work.
A lot of work.
Like, we all did a lot of work, but she did a lot of work. I'm super proud. So let me know, when did you, like, look at something? When was the first time you really looked at something? And if you can, share the scenario, if you remember any, where you say, you know what, I'm the problem. Like, it's me. Like, this is giving me.
Now, I still don't be really outright saying that specifically, but I did point out some things. Like, you know what, I probably did play a part in this.
Right.
I probably shouldn't be acting like this, or I probably shouldn't be doing that. But whole point is about growing up is taking accountability. But everybody complain about getting older, but the older I get, the easier it gets because I know what to do and what not to do. I know what works and I know what doesn't work. So it's all about just having discipline and applying it. That's it.
Okay, I love that. Snaps to that. I'm heavy on the shadow work too, because it's just like you really gotta work on yourself. Hold on, y'all. Let me read this. We can't even see on here. You need to like slide over a little bit. Yeah, you really, honestly, you gotta work on yourself to get to the next level. End of story, point blank, period. Like, when it comes to just being, as she said, more accountable, like, when you're an adult, and I see this a lot in modern, like, every day, where it's like, people are so quick to be like, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like this. You know, I hate my job, I hate I hate my hair, I hate my body, and it's like, okay, you hate all of these things, but what are you doing to elevate? What are you doing to change it? You know, and it's like, if you're just steady on I hate, and you're not doing anything actively to improve yourself, then you always gonna be stagnant, and you always gonna stay in the same position, you know? So like, I definitely wanna like push you guys and just like advocate for y'all to really, really go ahead and take that level of accountability for self, and look at your relationships, look at how you're feeling, and be accountable to those feelings, to those emotions, and you know, things of that nature. We're gonna take a 1 moment break to fix up. Let me fix up.
Pass me.
Oh, it's a full-time job. Don't even play. Don't even play with it unless you're serious.
Right.
Wait, let me tag you. Tag me and tag. Let me tag you. Let me tag me.
Can we do that at the same time though?
Yeah. Gorge.
I can't invite you.
Why don't? No, you don't invite me. Just tag my at name. Just put my at name and pin it.
Okay.
Yeah, don't. It's gonna be like, oh, y'all. What's some questions? Drop some questions, some topics that you want to hear us talk about in this segment. Maybe some answers.
Why it's not popping up?
No, it don't need a star. Put 3 E's. It don't need to pop up. Yours didn't pop up.
Underscore.
Yeah, 3 underscores.
All right.
Yeah, post and pin. That hit me right there. All right, but so, okay, that kind of made me lose. I had a good question. So my question is, all right, because I want us as women to start taking accountable when we are in relationships and things of such, right? Because I think very often we highlight and we hear about what a man is doing wrong. And you know, we be knowing what they doing wrong. Let's be real. They know what they doing wrong.
Exactly.
But let me know about something that either you see often, like women do wrong in relationships, or that you yourself have done wrong and like spotted it and like, dang, I need to improve this in a relationship with a guy.
Well, my number one thing would be, I feel like a lot of females always be trying to see, what is that word? Potential.
Woo!
So
no, she didn't go so deep already.
We be stuck on, oh, you know, I see so much for him to sign a third, but realistically, he don't see that for himself. And even though that you know that he don't see that for himself, he don't see it for himself. We still be like, you know what? Let's just try to stay and work on it. Then one red flag pop up, another one red flag pop up, and that's another second bullet point. We see a red flag and we be sitting down. We just be like, okay, maybe he can change this or change that. But realistically, at this big age, I know that once I see one red flag, that means you know exactly what you're doing. So we gotta go. We gotta blast because I'm not dealing with that. Not dealing with that. So what I would say is that females would, like I said, probably, I would say it got some type of form of attachment. Even if it's still brand new, like you probably just don't want to talk to somebody else because you really like this person, or you might like something in particular about them, and you want to ride with it.
Dick.
Exactly, you want to ride off of one good quality.
Y'all be getting caught up with dick. Gotta stop.
And think that the relationship is going to work off of one good quality. It's not going to work off of one good quality. You have to make sure you have your checklist, and they need to check off multiple things. Now, if the man just doesn't eat something that you don't eat, or he doesn't like a TV show, okay, those are all minors. That's just who you are. But overall principles and morals, y'all should be on the same page. If y'all not on the same page with that, you gotta let him go. That's it.
If a dude yell at you, that's a major red flag. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, okay? I know it's not getting physical, but if a man, like, literally yells at you, like, shouts at you, I'm not going to say don't slip up. Please don't slip up with me. But I'm just saying, like, if it happens in repetition, just know, like, there is a possibility that person is going to escalate and is capable of escalating. So I'm going to say that's not even safe. Like, don't yell at me. If you need a second, take a second. we could do that.
Well, that's a red flag right there, because as adults, you should be able to communicate effectively without raising your voice, yelling, name calling, or being disrespectful. If that person can't manage to do none of those things, or one of those things is off, 9 times out of 10 it's not going to work. All of those in that communication bracket should be accounted for.
That's facts. That's facts. Okay. So for me, let me see. I had to look at some of my toxic tendencies and work on them. That's shadow work. Listen, I was doing work.
It's crazy.
I feel like one of my things, outside of like getting, too caught up in staying in a relationship longer than you should and different things like that, because, I'm a Scorpio. I love very hard. So first of all, it's real difficult for me to love in the first place. So it's like when I do come across somebody and I decide to like bring my walls down for that person, it's like, all right, now I'm like, it's just me and you in the world. That's it. And I would say before I would like, I don't know, I think women mentally check out last. Like you'll stay in a relationship knowing like, okay, this is not working. You it's not working. It's like over and over, y'all keep coming back to the same closed door, and it's like in your heart, your gut, everything, that it's just not the time, it's not working between y'all, and yet you still keep holding on to it. And that actually does more damage than it does good, because it could really ruin a perfectly good relationship between two people. Maybe you met somebody at the wrong time. Like maybe y'all need to go do some more work individually. Maybe y'all need to go experience other people, and if it's meant to be, it'll like resurface and it'll happen for y'all again. But you could ruin a really, really bad thing by just dragging out the relationship when you guys continuously having problems. So definitely like knowing when to walk away and cut the attachment, cut the cord is very important. But I think women, we have a tendency of sometimes not communicating, and I think that sometimes women, like, we expect people to read our minds. And I've had to learn that, especially the vast majority of men, they are not as emotionally intelligent, or I don't take offense, y'all, please don't get on me, or not as emotionally inclined as women are. Men I think tend to be more physical, more nonchalant with certain things, whereas as a woman, you notice every little thing, and sometimes we get in our feelings real quick about something. So it's like, oh, he didn't remember our anniversary, now I'm mad and I'm not gonna tell him. Listen, me personally, if I know my man care about me, he's just not good with dates, I'm be like, babe, our Annie coming up, like, what you got for me? Like, what we doing? I'm gonna throw you some hints, because you know what? I really don't want to be mad on our anniversary. And I already know, like, that's your weakness. Your weakness is remembering dates. You might remember our anniversary coming up in, let's say, December, but you don't remember the specific date. And I feel like that's very important when it comes to partnerships, is just being aware of who your partner is. But then on the flip side, fellas, y'all need to really like get a calendar and write these dates down, because it's not fair if you've been with a woman, let's say 3, 4, 5 years, whatever the case may be, and year after year she has to remind you when y'all anniversary date is. It's giving she's not that important, because you remember what time the NFL game's finna go on, right? Yeah, exactly. My point exactly. We remember what we want to remember. So you want to remember boys' night and all that. So it's very important that you remember your Annie. So yeah,
that's definitely true. Back to the women communicating specifically what they want. I would only agree with that because every female is different, so every female wants is different. Now, from my little journey, I feel as though once you give a man what they would say, like, your blueprint, all you have to do is, one thing men know how to do, they know how to follow instructions. They know how to do things. If they don't do it, they just simply didn't want to. That's how I see it. So, boom. If I give a man the complete blueprint and I tell him, I want this, I want that, I don't want this and I don't want that, then that means you have the choice whether to actually go ahead and do it because you're trying to really deal with me, or you're going to try to test my boundaries and be like, maybe I don't have to do this, maybe I don't have to do that. At the end of the day, I'm going to see what type of nigga you really are. And I'm going to eliminate you right there. So a lot of the keeping quiet, being silent, you going months and months and months into this situationship, and oh, he's still not doing X, Y, and Z, but you never told him either. So maybe it could go over his head, like maybe that's not something that you would want because he doesn't really know you as a person. Y'all are still dating. So with dating, y'all supposed to just communicate what it is that you want and what you expect out of each other. So as long as y'all do that, and he's actually doing, y'all are both doing exactly what y'all want from each other, then I see it working. But I can't see me telling somebody exactly what I want and then them not doing it and then me thinking that it's about to work. It's not. You're gonna get cut off immediately.
I don't fully agree with her with this part where we talking about giving the person you're dating the full blueprint. I agree that you should have a transparent conversation about certain things. For example, what is the intent of us dating? So I'm gonna come to the table and I'll say, I date with an intent to eventually get into a relationship, a serious relationship. I date with the intent for that serious relationship to eventually aspire towards marriage. Are you interested in marriage? Is that something you see in your cards for yourself? Because not everybody wants to get married and not everybody wants exclusive relationships. So something like that, I feel like is very important to communicate even from day one. I don't need to date you for 3, 4, 5 months before I find out if you're interested or if your intent is to go towards dating exclusively. I'm gonna ask you that day one. However, I'm not gonna tell you like, oh, you should give me flowers regularly. I'm not gonna tell you that. I want to see how you value things like that, because for me it's like, if you tell somebody too much, they're gonna do it to get you, and then once they have you, they're gonna fall off because it wasn't them in the first place.
At the end of the day, even if they did fall off, guess what? You're gonna cut them off. I don't really care about none of that extra stuff. I'm gonna get straight to the point. I could tell you exactly what I want. Okay, within that 3-4 month span, are you gonna be able to keep up? 5 to 8, are you able to keep up? 8 to 12, are you able to keep up? Clearly, if you're not able to keep up, I'm gonna see this probably really isn't who he is. He's probably just trying to do this just to grab my attention, and I'm gonna wrap it up. There's nothing else to really talk about. So she's more talking about she want to wait around and be surprised. I don't want to be surprised.
I'm not waiting around though. You could see things from day one. For example,
it's more of a mystery though.
I'm gonna see from day one. We going on a date. I'm gonna see whether you offer to pick me up. I'm gonna see whether you open the door. I'm gonna see, are you taking the time to get out your driver's seat and walk around to my side and open my door?
But hold on, not every female care about that, because I'm a female that don't care about that, which is why I told you we gotta communicate exactly what we want. I can't expect a nigga to open my door if I'm like, listen, I expect for me to touch no doors while I'm around you. That's the expectation. If I don't tell you that's the expectation, I'm gonna be disappointed every time if you just naturally don't do that. But he might do it for me.
So hold on, pause. Flag on the play. So you don't care about that. Understandable, right? That's not a deal breaker. That's just a big deal for me. It's a very, very big deal, and you lose points if you don't. But let's say you go on a date and you're dating somebody that does, right? So you didn't say nothing to them about that. You just noticed that when this guy comes and picks you up, he's opening the doors. In fact, more than that, he see you be trying to open the door and he said, baby, I got this. Like, let me get your doors for you. Is he losing points for that, or is he gaining brownie points for that?
He's going to gain brownie points for that because he automatically is.
Exactly my point.
But I'm not saying I'm not going to say I'm giving you the clips because you don't open the door for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that is expected. But I'm talking about personalized things when it comes to dating. Like, you want flowers, every week?
I feel like when my flowers start rotting and you see no more flowers existing in my vase, you should give me more flowers.
Not every man is gonna know that. He like, oh yeah, I just got her some flowers. A man might think giving a girl flowers once every 2 weeks is cool, or a man might think giving a girl flowers once every month is cool, or they specific special date night. But point is, I feel like personalized things need to be stated so there's a good understanding, because to my knowledge, it seems like men are gonna understand the basics, but not every single little thing. Like, it's some things that they might need to, okay, listen, I need you to do X, Y, and Z. And it's not a problem if you have to say it, because saying it is just the least of the things. are you going to do it after I say it? That's what I want to know. Are you going to actually do what I'm asking you for? Because then that's what I'm going to know if you're the guy for me. I'm going to go straight like that.
I really feel like we could have an all day debate about this because it just baffles me. Because in my head, I'm like, all right, well, one expectation my man don't got to tell me is that I need to fuck him on the regular. Exactly.
Some niggas' sex drive is not even on a regular. So at the end of the day, everything is personalized. Like I said, if you're a female, some females be like, you know what? They have sex one day, they'll be good for the next 7 days. Everybody not like that. So you have to still communicate these personalized things. He might be like, y'all do it on one day on Monday, and then you just be like, damn, on Wednesday, you like, what the fuck going on? This nigga just went to sleep. Like, what's going on? Like, it has to be explained. Okay, this is my drive. I'm expecting da 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 da. This is how you're gonna know if y'all compatible or not. Now, if y'all are naturally doing things, of course you're gonna be like, okay, you know what? He more my speed. We could go somewhere, whatever, because we just naturally in sync. Everything is not natural all the time, but it still matters if the person is trying to change to be with you. That's what I think matters. Mm-hmm. So, boom, you talking about opening the doors. What if he was never doing that for females before, but I say that I want it done? Now he's doing it because he really wants to be with me. Cool. Every man is different for every female that he dates, and this is facts. So it's all going based off what is she's asking for, and is he actually going to do it? Him doing it, some shit that he never did before, for a female, really means something. So I'm going to look at that. If I bring something to a guy attention and he said he never did that before, but he's going to do it for me, cool. I'm cool with that because I asked for it. I say a lot of things that other females don't require or whatever the case may be, but once I state it, I expect it to be done.
You do.
That's it.
Bottom line, y'all, I like my nigga already seasoned. So just like I like it's
everybody
like
not gonna be seasoned to your flavor though.
I want him pre-seasoned. I want him pre-seasoned. Now if I gotta add a little extra jerk sauce or like some Jamaican spices to it or whatever for personalized reasons, I'm gonna do that. But overall, I feel like he should already be seasoned, and I'm not finna tell you nothing for real. I'm gonna observe everything you do. I mean, I observe how you walk, how you talk. I'm gonna watch how you talk to your mama. I'm gonna watch how you treat your family. I'm watching everything because that's just a representation of like who you are, and you know, like I really don't want to do it. I'm not into dealing with people with no experience. I done had my experience. I
wouldn't say it's not no experience. That's what I'm saying.
So if you got an experienced man, though, if you got an experienced man, he in his grown age, like where the age group we approaching, let's say you dating somebody that's like 30 or in their late 20s. I don't feel like I should have to tell you should be getting me flowers regularly. Mm-hmm. Now, if I have to say, babe, like I prefer my flower vase to always have flowers on it, that's fine. That's a reasonable conversation to have. But for me to say like, let's say we dating for like, let's say 4 months, 3 months, and I never get flowers from you, that's beyond me.
They asking us questions.
Sorry, y'all. Y'all could drop questions. Sorry, y'all. We getting some questions, so we gonna answer some.
Hold on. Yeah, basically she was talking about, my mom was talking about something. It's called compromising to assure you both please on a level of maturity and understanding, so not one is feel left out. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Every female likes something different. Every female not gonna be all of the stuff that she be doing. I be feeling like it's a little too soft for me. And
I'm very soft.
I'm real, like I'm saying, like I'm soft, but I'm not cloud soft. I'm more of a marshmallow. But she just fall through the whatever. She's that type of soft, but that's not really me. But personally, I feel as though like I can communicate exactly what I would want, what I'm expecting. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna wait to see if you're doing it. Cause my thing is the dating could fluctuate so crazy if you just letting them do their thing. It's wasting my time and it's wasting your time. Because what if I let you do your thing for like 8 months and then you still not doing exactly what I want, and then I communicate that with you and now we gotta start from there. That's time wasted a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
But that's why you're supposed to have 2 other niggas that you was talking to. I think we talked about the rule of thumb being at least 3 last. If y'all go view the last episode, I think we said the rule of thumb safely should be at least talking to 3 people. If you're actively dating, like you haven't decided to go exclusive with any of these people, aka they haven't proved that it should be exclusivity, then you should be talking to at least 3 people at a time. Why? Because you're not going to dedicate 8 months just strictly to talking to one person. But I beg to differ.
This that's Rashid friend. He told me some Apple your friend single till I got a Birkin waiting for her.
Show that Birkin. It's all about action.
Show the Birkie.
It's all about action. No talk.
They asked was we both single.
I'm off the market. I'm not entertaining. No, sorry.
I'm not in a relationship.
I feel like once you compromise, you lose who you are.
But that's the whole point about it. Once you set it out to the table, like if the guy says that, boom, oh, she might be requiring too much or something that I can't handle, it's gonna get ended right there. Or he wants something or whatever else is going on. Y'all communicate it. Once y'all communicate exactly what y'all want off rip, y'all gonna know if you're gonna be able to work right then and there. No time is gonna be wasted. I'm not compromising who I am for nobody. Point is, I'm gonna let you know exactly who I am, what I'm doing, and what I'm about.
When do we start? Cool. But we don't start compromising when we're just dating. We start that further down the line, right?
No, I would think that it would be the whole dating aspect. Everything needs to be dealt with, because once we get into a relationship, y'all should just be building from there. There should be no problems unless they're gonna be a brand new one down the line. That don't got nothing to do with y'all too, but it's something that y'all both gotta face. But I honestly don't feel as though like when y'all are dating. If y'all are dating and y'all continuously dating, there should be no major problems. Y'all should just be trying to get to know each other until y'all want to get to a level of commitment. Once y'all get to a level of commitment, then y'all should just be trying to build together. There should be no other, I don't know what this person wants, or I don't know what this person expects, because that's a bigger problem now. Because now we're in a relationship and you still trying to figure me out. That's not okay. You should know exactly who I am at this point.
But it do take time though. Like even like I could say you could be dating somebody or get in a relationship with somebody for a year and there's still new things that you find out about them. Reason being, I feel like different situations show different sides of people or whatever. But
yeah, dating is where the place that you should have these conversations, because point of the matter is all of that should be dealt with once you're dating. In the dating stage, okay, I like this, I like that. That's what I'm saying. You got to be communicated, because a lot of people get in relationships. Oh, you never said this before. Right. I never said this before. This is exactly what's going on. That's the problem. We have to say these things before we get into a relationship. The major things. Make sure that all of your majors is talked about in the dating stage. If they're not talked about in the dating stage, it's going to pop up eventually when y'all in a relationship. And that may end a relationship when realistically y'all could have never gotten a relationship to begin with if y'all would have just talked about it. And y'all would have been like, you know what? Maybe this really won't work out. And a lot of time is, saved. You know what I'm saying? Even though every experience is a learning experience, I wouldn't say like while you're dating, no time is wasted, but it is a good tool to figure out yourself. Figure out what you want, what you don't want. And then while you're doing that, I feel as though as you're gradually doing it, I'm not saying you have to know every single thing, but as you dating, these are my no's and these are my yes. Mm-hmm. Get those in line, and then now dating might be tricky for you if you got some type of different requirements from a lot of people, but point is communicate that so y'all don't waste each other's time, because we're a little too old. Like, even though that I'm not super old, but I feel as though like I don't have a lot of time to be with. I don't have time for the fabrication. I don't have time for all of that extra stuff that don't really make sense or add any value to us, or unimportant conversations. Like, let's talk about the real important things, because at the end of the day, only other thing I want to talk about besides me getting to know you is what I can actually do with you and what can we be together. That's it. Any other problems, I don't want to deal with.
All right. So I want to get into another topic, and this one's crazy. Yeah, this is gonna be our last question. This is the last thing I'm gonna bring up. If y'all have something y'all want us to touch on real quick, drop it.
I know our things are low.
Hold on. So, how do we feel about 50-50? Yared, I'm about to get to your question. I love that. So,
okay.
Wait, we're not gonna answer this question yet. We got a question.
What is that?
I have one question. We gonna answer this one, but wait, let's talk about 50-50. How do you feel about 50-50 real quick? This a big one. Try to keep it to like 2-3 minutes. We about to go outside, y'all. But what's up with 50-50? We in December. We going into a whole new year. What is your take on 50-50?
My take on 50-50. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. But from my point of view, I feel as though being that I do everything on my own, I expect my man to take care of everything too. I don't really see like the 50-50 aspect, because at the end of the day, it's really not 50-50. We going 50-50 on financials, but I gotta still cook, clean, take care of you, you know, make you feel good, do all these extra things, you know. It's really not 50-50. You know what I'm saying? Where a lot of men, they just gotta pretty much go to work, come home and wait for you to cook dinner, for you to finish their laundry, for you to get them ready for tomorrow. It's a lot that be going on. So I honestly feel as though that being that I could take care of myself 100%, I would want my man to take care of me 100% too. So I can have just that part. The household should be taken care of by the man, point blank. Whatever else we do, I can handle it. Just take care of the major bills, and you know, we'll be going on trips on me, and we'll be doing whatever else on me. But I feel like the major should be taken care of by the man, and that's just how I feel.
Before y'all jump down her throat in certain ways, it would ration out from what she's saying almost like 50-50, or like, well, I would say equal effort. Like she's saying the man take care of majority of the bills or major bills, whatever, and you know, she's willing to take care of certain trips and things like that. I'm not here for 50-50. I'm not gonna hold you. This is something I thought about. I really thought about it, like put time into thinking about it, you know, prayed on it. And people might feel like, oh, like you as a woman, like you're selfish, or, you know, why can't we do 50-50? Like the fact is, I feel like nothing is 50-50. Let's be clear, women get more than 12 periods a year. Like it's a monthly thing, and it's like there's a lot of things that you have to carry as a woman, not taken from men, because there are certain things that men have to carry that a woman can't carry. That's why we're so different. But I definitely feel like women, we carry certain burdens and certain tasks and certain responsibilities that it's just like there's no way we can have 50-50 at any point, you know. So when it comes to finances, I do prefer a financially dominant man, and that doesn't mean I'm not gonna assist. Like if I ever see my man is in need, he don't need to ask. It's done, it's taken care of, point blank, period. Like, because you can't expect somebody to always be 100 at every point. You know, we're all human beings and stuff happens. So ladies, like if your man is showing you that he's taking care of you, and then he comes into situations where he can't necessarily hold everything down, or whatever the case may be, is like the role is flipped, like you gotta hold him down, then you need to make sure that you show up for your man. But
Everyone tells me that.
off rip, like when we're sitting at the table and you're asking me, okay, like you want to go 50-50? No, I'm not splitting the bill with you. I'd rather go out by myself. Like
my thing is, if the man is handling all of the major bills and you still work, if something was to ever happen with him, you got it.
Yeah, you got it.
You
like,
have it.
What's wrong with you? But
point is, you just want him to take care of those major bills monthly. So whatever else that y'all need to do, cool. Men really can only handle the majors anyway. When it comes to everything else, they're just gonna give you the money regardless. So it's just more like, okay, boom, you know that rent gotta be paid, the light bills gotta be paid, whatever the case may be, major bills. And then groceries, cool, I'll handle that. Or anything else the house needs, I'll handle that. I'm not gonna ask you for no other bread besides you paying the bills. That's it. Major bills, anything else that I need to be doing, or what else that you're feeling like you need to do, I don't have no problem with giving you no bread for whatever you want to do. Or if I want to give my man something, or if I want to take my man out, I'll do exactly just that. But the point is,
I feel like that's fair.
I need you to handle the major bills, and then I will take care of you. Simple.
I feel like that's fair, and not for nothing, I want my man saving too. So like, it's like I think about it like I gotta save because I have certain goals. I'm like, my man gotta save too because I'm sure he got certain goals. And a lot of the times when you, like, let's say this is elevating towards like an actual relationship, like some of those goals should be common, right? For example, let's say purchasing a home, right? In our age group, a lot of our age, we're gonna be first time home buyers,
right?
And so my man might be a first time home buyer unless I'm dating, you know, somebody that's more experienced that already did it. But it's like if you're not yet and you're trying to grow towards becoming one, then I have to be cognizant to that, you know. So there's certain sacrifices that we're both gonna make. But I'm just saying, like, from day one, like sitting at the dating table, if I'm talking about it, I'm not 50-50. That's not my energy, because this my thing. I'm gonna rub my man feet when he get home from work. I'm washing, I'm doing the laundry, I'm making sure you're good. Like, I'm the type, I'm gonna lay out your clothes for work. Like, I want to just make sure you're good in all aspects. I want to try to take off some of the burdens of a lot of the responsibilities that you already have. I want to cook and make sure your meals are hot. Like, I'm gonna send you off to work with lunch and all that. Like, so it's like, how can we really be 50-50? Then you want me to split all the bills with you, and I'm doing all of that as well. So it's like, I just personally rather, like, you know, stay home a little bit and do most of that type of stuff. So
yeah, I feel like women are able to thrive better and nurture better when they don't have to worry about no financial burden. Like, boom, it's one thing to have to go to work just to get house things or buy your man something because he probably don't shop for himself, or, you know, do little things like that. Do little things that women do
on your own.
But I feel as though once a man handles all of the bigger things, like, it's so much more space for, like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna cook dinner, I'm gonna clean up, I'm gonna do laundry, I'm gonna go shopping for this, I'm gonna go pick this up, I'm gonna just go on ahead and just do whatever it needs to be, whatever needs to be done for my man, because at the end of the day, he's the reason why we got a roof over my head, our heads, and then I'm confused. Like, if he take care of the household, then I'm gonna take care of him. Simple as that. Whatever else he wants is just he's gonna get it.
And I'm gonna say this because it's a lot of dudes out here that want to talk about. One of the questions that I had on my thing was like, okay, what are you bringing to the table? Like, you see how that question made her cringe? Because, like, that's a question, like, it'll make me walk away from the table.
Don't ask me what I bring to the table. Like, I am disabled. Just set it up. Honestly,
because you know what? It's a lot of dirty reds out here. So it's like, when you approach me, you got to know the difference. Like, I'm not going to lie. They say the ratio, like, women to men, there's way more women out here than there are men. So I guess technically there's more competition amongst women, you know, to just highlight yourself and be like more of a, I want to say, a high valued woman. But I do consider myself a high valued woman, so I'm not gonna sit at the table and try to negotiate with you. Like, you pursued me, and I'm gonna be honest, like, any relationship or dates or anything like that I've been in, the dude pursued me, like, OD. Like, so for me, it's not even a matter of like, oh, I need to negotiate my value, or I need to negotiate what I want. Nah, you already knew what it was. You saw my value and you saw my worth from a distance. I was shining like a diamond in the dirt. Like, you was like, damn. Like, so I'm not the type there. I feel like as a woman, as a person, period, if you feel like if you have to go to the table and start talking about like, oh, this is what I'm bringing to the table, then you really got to go back and work on yourself. Because honestly, for me, I know a man when I see one. Like, I know how you walk, I know how you talk, I know how you smell. As I said, I'm very observant. So it's like, I'm gonna know whether I'm sitting across from a boy or a man. Like, I'm a no. So I'm not gonna ask a man like, oh, what do you want to bring to the table? No. My question might be like, what are your expectations of me, so that we're on the same page and I'm not playing games with you. But in terms of like me saying, what do you think your best quality, not even what you think your best qualities are, but like, what are you bringing to the table? What can you do for me? I think that's like a low vibrational question. I'm not gonna lie. And I think we got to get out of the habit of asking people, what can you do for me? What are you bringing to the table? Because bro, like, you got cute. 9 out of 10 as a female, you got cute, you got dressed, you got ready, you got on this date. I'm not taking the time to put my cute heels on, take out, you know, my finer scents and all that extra stuff and be cute to go sit in front of a picnic type of dude. No.
Listen, this is what I was talking about beforehand. First of all, like, when you leaving them out, before any man approach any woman, and especially if they doing it on Instagram, you better believe that they done did their investigation. They already know how they supposed to come when they talking to you. Men know exactly what they want to do with you when they first see you. They know a real woman, and they're going to know somebody who's probably just not for them.
A bird.
So at the end of the day, if a guy is approaching you and you already know that you are that girl, he already knows that too.
That one,
but this is what I'm talking about, the people who want to sit here and play with your boundaries, like, oh, let me see if I could do this and third. Anybody who want to see if they could do something or play with you, you gotta cut them off immediately, because they already knew what it was when they came over here, but they just gonna try to see if they could do a little less.
Yep.
And they can't.
Yep.
So that's just that.
Period. Point blank, period. So y'all, we not even finna get into another topic. We basically gonna wrap it up because it's getting real live in here. But
we're gonna do another one. We're gonna do another one. What makes you that girl? We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that.
But I have my credentials. My credentials are and this the next thing. I'm not trying to get into it for real, but I'm tired, sick and tired of hearing dudes say like, "Oh my gosh, you're a breath of fresh air," like, because you actually could hold conversation. You actually have like, you could actually you're
not retarded. You're smart.
You got a brain.
You already know what type of women that they be talking to. So off rip, I'll just be like, "Oh boy,
like, yeah, like what you mean?
You just talk to retarded motherfuckers
all
all day." Like, no.
Yes, it's sad. Like, ladies,
really is.
Get it together because it's a little weak. Like, you really gotta study up, know have some brains about you.
Yeah.
Have some education, have some class. The class is not trash. Class is actually in. So it's okay to like just carry yourself on a certain level. Like, people see it. Like, people really do. Right. But anyways, I think we finna cut it short. Yeah, y'all could definitely shout out to Instagram again so they know where to find you.
Gorge Time. My business page is Beauty by Time.
Y'all make sure y'all follow her. She's having some sales right now, all that for the Christmas and everything. Yes. So a bestie sale too, right? So bring your best friend. I can't bring her to my appointment, but you know what I'm saying. But bring your bestie for that appointment. Or your girl. My fellas, if y'all really want to step up to the plate, like, book that appointment for your girl.
Y'all can book that appointment for your girl.
Like, just surprise her, like, dang, it's season of giving. Definitely. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Definitely go check out my YouTube page. It is in my bio. Check out my Instagram, @StarApple, and the link is there. So yeah, if y'all have anything, go ahead and DM us. Please DM us whatever questions y'all have, whatever topics y'all want us to touch base with. Feel free to do so. Until then, deuces.